How's it going, guys? It's time for another workout voiceover.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Something I haven't done in so long, and something that I keep promising to promote more of. But yeah, here we are. I think this is video 6 of 50. I don't know why 50 is like the end, but it just is. Anyway, what I've been thinking recently is that if I want to get into personal training, of course I've got to demonstrate my expertise. I've also got to show you that I can develop my own body, never mind yours. So before I make that transition from BT to PT, what I thought I'd do is just put out more of these videos. And I know I say that every single time I put up a workout voiceover video, but I just want to try and plug a little bit more like content on my Instagram, which I'll put there. Also my YouTube, because obviously we get to make longer segments of content and I get to demonstrate a bit more knowledge and show you guys the ins and outs of my routine. So that's why we're here. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Anyway, Chris is out, which is why I'm bigging myself up. It's why I think I'm a bit of a big lad. She's currently at the Grand Opera House, so I get to, lord it up here alone and comment on videos of myself lifting mediocre weights. So yeah, let us just dive right in. This is a session we recorded, I think Sunday of last week, so time of recording this is like 3 days later. And yeah, basically what we worked was like our posterior chain, which is that fancy word we use for the back side of our body. As well as that, there's a lot of bicep recruitment, and as well as that, we work the backs of our legs, our hamstrings. What we started with was this exercise that I've just started falling in love with a bit. It's the pendley row. And the pendley row, it's very much like a bent over row, where obviously you're in this bent over position. You're pulling a barbell towards your chest or your sternum. And the primary difference between this and a bent over row is the fact that you're starting from a static position, or the weight is static, it's dead. So you pull the bar up from static, and that's it, simple as. What you'll notice is there's a slight bend in my knee, and you want to try and keep your back in a fixed position. You want it just to look like a breakfast table. You want to be able to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner off your back, which is exactly what you could do off mine. That form it's pretty nice. Close to flawless, not quite. What you'll see here is a bit of back bend, which isn't nice, and you'll see me chicken heading. Try and avoid that. That's certainly that weight. Let me see, that's 100 kilos. That was too heavy for me, and I'll be the first to admit that. I was ego lifting. There's a girl just to the left of our screens. Perhaps I was trying to impress her, perhaps not. But I know better than that. I think I maybe repped that for 5 to 8 reps, and yeah, not great. Per form, per show. What we then went on to was our deadlift. It looks like I'm starting on 100k. I definitely did not do that. I stripped the bar back to 60. We started on 60 kilos for a few reps. Then we went down to 100k. Repped that for 5, I believe, just to kind of conserve energy, because I know I can lift that and a bit heavier. Following 100 kilos, we jumped right up to 140. And that's one thing I'd recommend not doing. Irrespective of how heavy you can lift, for me anyway, I believe that once I get within maybe 60 kilos of my maximal, or like 3 rep max perhaps, I should only be going up in, tiers of 10 kilograms, maybe 10 kilograms at a max, because a 40 kilo jump is humongous. Like, you can really feel it. If you go from 100 to 140, even if your 1 rep max is 200, I don't know, I think it kind of fucks with your body and your mind more so than anything, and it becomes more of a psychological battle when you do that. So that is a note to myself. Make sure that my difference in weight jumps are, I'm just gonna mitigate them. I'm not gonna make them as big as I have in this video. Now what are we up to? We're on 3 plates either side, so that's 60, 120, 140, 50, 60. This is 170, I believe. For me, my 1 rep max is 200 kilograms. I did that back in November, and since I have not lifted anywhere near as much as that, so 170 felt like a ton. We got 170 for 3 reps, and we did that by 2 sets. They weren't, like, there wasn't much flow in those sets. It was more of like deadlift, set the bar down, reset, deadlift, set the bar down, reset. So in terms of my muscular endurance, it's certainly not there, not with like these heavier weights. So that's something to work on. And yeah, we will go places with that, I'm sure. Anyway, now we're on to the wide grip pull-ups, and you can see here I'm struggling. The rep range looks good on this set. We've got full extension, and I pulled out 5 reps per set, and I did 4 sets approximately. You can see here I'm actually pulling myself out of the frame of shot, which just kind of, I suppose, epitomizes how much I love the rep range and how far I'm going with it. Again, 5 reps. Here you can see the bar bending under my frame. I'm properly struggling here. I know I should really get my feet in shot so you guys know that I'm not actually just standing at the bottom and, you know, pulling myself up from standing. I can promise you I'm not doing that. Back into the workout, we're doing hamstring curls. Again, booty shots because why not? With regards to the rep ranges here, you see they're a little bit shit, for lack of a better word. What I like is full extension of my legs. Not full extension so that, you know, the weight plates are hitting each other on the machine, because that just takes tension off the working muscles. But I'm certainly not going as far as I could with my legs, and that's because the machine was broken at the time of recording this. And that's not even a joke, it legitimately was bust. Like, I couldn't change the pin, which allowed you to change, you know, where, I suppose, the terminal state of the downward phase is. Again, fancy words. The machine was broken, end of story. Anyway, we supersetted hamstring curls with this throwdown, I call it. What it does very, very well is opens up your lats, actually. You also get a bit of hip hinge movement, and for that reason I'd say it's a brilliant warm-up. I don't quite know why I did it at the back of my hamstring curls, but if you wanted to do that before, say, lat pull down, which I just did, or you wanted to do that before deadlifting, would be ideal. Slam balls, make sure the ball's not going to burst. It's like those rubber balls that look like medicine balls. Those are ideal for it. They make a big noise, by the way, so if you want to peacock or court in the gym and attract someone, that is the easiest way to get attention, just slamming stuff in the gym. Top tip. Anyway, now we're on to the lat pull down. Again, lat pull down. What we're doing here is we're actually upping the rep range. Once I've done my strength movements, you know, my compound lift, the heavy ones, which is often, I suppose they really revolve around free weights. What I like to do is a bit of hypertrophy or increase the rep ranges anyway with my fixed resistance machines. So that's what we did in the lat pull down. We did between 12 and 15 reps. And biggest tip for this, because I've fucked it up so many times and I've done it for years incorrectly, keep your elbows flared out. So your elbows are continually flared out on the downward and the upward phase. I mean, for me anyway, it keeps my lats engaged and I get a far better, you know, feel for the muscle when I keep my elbows out. Whereas if I pull them inwards and, you know, just pull down, a lot of the pressure just goes through my arms and my forearms. So elbows out at all times, and feel the muscle throughout the movement. Don't just go through the, you know, the motions, as it were. Here we go into what looks like a fucking back exercise. I'm swinging backwards and forwards with this barbell, and yeah, I'll be the first to admit that is ego lifting. I clearly have no control off that barbell, and I'd love to say it's the end of the session, I'm tired, but that's just poor, and I know better. So that's something we need to revise and revisit. We need to change the weight there, or put that exercise closer to the start of the workout routine, because I clearly have no control over it. But there we're going for, I think it was 8 reps maximum on that. For me, I mean, those are 8 half reps, so we'll call that 4 reps in total. And following that then, we finished with a superset on dumbbell curls. Again, these were seated. I wanted a bench so I could do like almost like a slight incline, so you're hanging your arms by your side and curling. There are no benches left, so I've chosen this step into the ring, and it worked an absolute dream. You can do like alternate swings, so you can pull up your right arm, then your left arm, then your right. And with that, what that will allow you to do is, say you're pulling up with your right, you can lean to your left slightly and use your body weight to pull up the weight. But this is very strict. There's no real back motion in it per se. It's more just hinging at the elbow, which is exactly what you want in a bicep curl. Nothing else should really be moving, bar, well, this joint here. The only thing that should increase or decrease is the angle between your bicep and your forearm, or at your elbow joint, as it were. Anyway, that is the end of that session. It was interesting. My deadlift is slowly but surely getting better, and it's getting closer to what it used to be back in November. And one reason for that is my deficit deadlifts, and I'll document that in maybe the next video. But a deficit deadlift, in case you don't know, and it's maybe something you want to incorporate, is deadlifting with a plate or on an elevated platform, so that you're actually having to pull from lower on the ground. By standing on the platform, what you're actually doing is having to make your body get lower to actually grab the bar. That will increase the range of motion at your knee joint and also put a little bit more pressure on your lower back. So technique is crucial, and it's something that we can cover. If you want to, let me know, I'll do that. And I just want to see where I go with that lift, that and squatting, because I've got like platform shoes now. I've got knee straps or knee sleeves, and I think to warrant wearing those, I just need to big up my lifts a lot more. Otherwise, I just look like an absolute wanker that's just bought all the kit and has no idea. So we'll just see where those lifts go. I'll document the progress, and we'll get there together. It's a team thing. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. If there's anything you want to see or any questions you have, leave them down below. I'll answer them as quickly as I can and to the best of my ability. And yeah, until next time, stay clinical.